Okay, so today I'm gonna walk through how to read like a pattern. So this is like this is just a pattern the project I'm working on. I'm actually making this dress. So yeah, there's the package comes like this. Normally most fabric stores, they sell them final sale, and there's different sizes. So you go on the back, like here's the sizes. So on the back here, you'll find like normally there's 3 measurements. It depends, like your bust, your waist, and your hip below waist, and like back to neck. These are measurements of you. So you go find your measurements, say what your 36 inches, 28 and 38 here. That means on pattern size you're a size 14. That sounds big, but pattern sizes and like US dress sizes, like say you're a size 6. If you're a size 6, you might be a size like 10 or 12 in pattern sizes. So they're a lot bigger. It's a different system, so don't just think, oh my god, I'm a size 12, that's bad. Actually, no, it's not. So, and also on the back of the pattern, so when you're shopping, so you look of obviously which design you want to make. Then you go on the back, it will say what kind of fabrics that is good for this outfit. So then you'll have like broadcloth, gingham, satin, shantung, blah blah blah. And then it says what are the notions. Notions are the things that are not the fabric. So like the thread, you're gonna need like zipper, maybe some glue, maybe some buttons, some other sequins, some extra trims. Those are notions because they're not the fabric. So then you have the sizes here. Then it will tell you for which dress, because normally there's different, there'll be different views. So this is view A, this is view B. They're slightly different, like the length and like this front piece is a bit different. So then they will tell you how much fabric you need to buy. So you go down, say you're a size 12, and then if your fabric is 45 inches wide, you're going to need 5.5 yards, okay? And this is yards. If you go over to the French side, or if it's not French for you, well, they'll be the meters, okay? So yeah, that's pretty much it for the back. And then I always like to, because you look at the pictures, these are nice, but these images right here are actually pretty helpful to be what you're making, okay? So inside, when you open it up, like you'll find this kind of like tissue paper, and it will have it all printed. So you have to go out with paper and cut out all the pieces that you need. Okay, and the sewing directions. Okay, so here's what we have here. So normally they're basic like this. You'll see the finished picture of the outfit. You'll see a picture with all of the pattern pieces that's included. What each piece is for. Say the bodice front. Bodice just means around the chest area. So it's like the upper part of the outfit. So that's what bodice is. Okay, so side front, side back, and front lower. You have like all the pieces here. Okay, and general directions over here. This is just what explains the pattern, but most patterns are the same. So like this is a grain line. So the fabric has a certain width and then has a certain length. The length, when you go to the fabric store and you buy meters and meters and meters, that length thing is the grain line. So it goes this way, okay? So sometimes you cut the fabric this way or it's this way. It depends. Especially it's important if you have stretch fabric. You need to cut, it's called cutting along the grain. And especially sometimes like the fabric, say this is my fabric here. So this is the end. The ends like this is called the selvages, and over here is called the folds. See, look, it folds like this, and over here is the raw edges. So this would be the length, this would be the width. So the grain line would go this way, so this way. So we want to cut a piece. Say we cut a piece like this, it would be this way. But if you want to turn it this way, that's against the grain, okay? So that's what this arrow is for. This little kind of a weird, like, I don't know, U-shaped thing, it's to cut the fabric on the fold. So you have your pattern piece, you place it on the fold, and you cut it on the fold. So that when you open up, it'll be bigger, right? Okay, notches, dots, center diamonds, cutting lines is a solid dock. That's where you cut and lengthen, shorten lines. They're like basic stuff here. Some basic sewing directions as well. Most of the time, the seams are 1.5 centimeters, unless otherwise specified. Always they'll say like that. Okay, then you get to a part where it says cutting layouts, okay? This, I generally never really follow this, but it tells you, like they say, the best way to lay out your fabric. So normally, after you cut out all your pieces, open up your fabric at the full length, well, like normally it's folded, and place all your pieces, and make sure that you'll have enough fabric before you start, because sometimes if you start, you really don't have enough fabric, and it gets annoying, and then you have to go back to the store, and it's sold out, you can't find it. That's really annoying. So what you do is you lay out all the fabric that you have, then you put all the pieces on, so it's like a puzzle, right? So you put all your puzzle pieces on and make sure it fits, okay? So it depends on what you're doing. See, this is for dress A, this is for dress B, which I'm making. So over here, right? So actually for me, this is the skirt, so I did 12, 12, 12. That's this. You need to be so many skirts because it's gathered, right? And then this is like the bodice area, and this is for the other fabrics, because look, it's not all one fabric. See that there's different fabric for the ruffle down here. And so afterwards you cut all your pieces, and you flip to the other side, then you start with the actual sewing directions. Normally they have a little like color code guide to say which is the right side. The right side is pretty much the pretty side. So if you have a print, the one that's, you know, when you wear your shirt inside out, the inside out is the wrong side, okay? Interfacing is that white kind of stiff paper stuff. Lining is a lining that goes inside, like no one ever sees that, okay? So normally they have like little images of what to do, of how to do it. And if you get the really basic patterns, especially if you're starting out, get the basic patterns. You may have to read these a couple times, but they are pretty much very straightforward. And once you learn like the basic, what words they mean, you'll be able to follow the images. So like I did. Like I've never had any problems with basic, really easy patterns. Only one time I took a really advanced kind of a Vogue, really designer, like kind of not really a wedding gown, but a really fancy like red carpet gown. That's when I had more difficulties. But if you're starting out, no problem with the easy simplicity. Any of the basic patterns, you should have no problem. They're made like super easy. It seems like really scary because look, 25 steps, you flip over. Oh look, there's a second page. It's like almost, look, 53 steps. It can be kind of scary. But you take it one step at a time and you'll be able to do it. You just look at it, like you read the first sentence and you're like, okay, I know what to do. So you go and do that and you come back and keep going back and forth. And also I always go back referencing the images to see like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be like this. And then because sometimes the pattern is not super clear. So you go back to this image or even like these images as well. Here's the fabric, right? So right here to here, that is the width of the fabric, right? This way. And then this is the length, okay? So whenever it says grain line, this is the grain line going this way. And so you can see on this piece of pattern piece, I already cut it out. So this is what a piece looks like. See this arrow? It's going this way. So that means you need to line it up so that the arrow is going with the grain. If you go this way, it's against the grain. And sometimes the arrow will actually be like on a diagonal. So if it's on a diagonal, you just make sure that you line this up on a diagonal. So what you're looking at is the wrong side. And this is the folded edge. This is the folded edge here. This is the selvage. And this is the right side.